Long ago, during a time when life was uncertain and survival was never guaranteed, there lived a young woman named Ruth. Her story did not begin with greatness, it began with loss. Ruth was from the land of Moab, a place often looked down upon by the people of Israel. She married into a family that had come from Bethlehem during a time of famine. For a while, life seemed stable. She had a husband, a home, and hope for the future. But everything changed. Her husband died. Not long after, her father-in-law also died, leaving behind 3 widows, Ruth, her sister-in-law, and her mother-in-law Naomi. The house that once held laughter became quiet with grief. One day, Naomi made a difficult decision. She had heard that the famine in Bethlehem had ended, and she decided to return home. She looked at her daughters-in-law with compassion. "Go back to your families," Naomi said gently. "You have no reason to follow me. I have nothing left to offer you." Tears filled their eyes. Her other daughter-in-law eventually turned back, choosing to return to her own people. But Ruth stood still. Naomi tried again. "Return home," she urged. "Why would you come with me?" That's when Ruth spoke words that would echo through history. "Do not urge me to leave you," she said. "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Naomi looked at her, realizing this was not just loyalty, this was commitment. So together they journeyed to Bethlehem. When they arrived, people whispered, Naomi had returned, but not the same. She had left full and came back empty. Life was not easy for them. To survive, Ruth went out into the fields to gather leftover grain during harvest, a practice called gleaning. It was hard, humble work, often done by the poorest in society. But something unexpected happened. Ruth found herself working in a field owned by a man named Boaz. Boaz noticed her immediately. "Who is that woman?" he asked one of his workers. "That is Ruth," they replied. "She came back with Naomi. She has been working tirelessly since morning." Boaz approached her. "I have heard about everything you have done for Naomi, how you left your homeland and came to a place you did not know." Ruth bowed her head. "Why have I found favor in your eyes?" she asked. "I am a foreigner." Boaz smiled gently. "May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded under his wings." From that day, Boaz showed her kindness. He told his workers to leave extra grain for her. He made sure she was protected and treated with dignity. When Ruth returned home and told Naomi everything, something sparked in Naomi's eyes for the first time in a long while. "Boaz is one of our relatives," Naomi said. "He is a kinsman redeemer." In their culture, a kinsman redeemer was someone who could restore a family's future, protecting their name, land, and legacy. Naomi began to see hope again. She gave Ruth careful instructions. One night, Ruth followed Naomi's guidance and approached Boaz quietly after the harvest. It was a bold and risky move, but it was also an act of faith. When Boaz realized who she was, he was surprised. "Ruth?" he said. "I am your servant," she replied softly. "Spread your covering over me, for you are a kinsman redeemer." Boaz was moved, not just by her request, but by her character. "You have shown even more kindness now," he said. "Do not be afraid. I will do for you all that you ask." But there was a complication. "There is another relative closer than I am," Boaz explained. "If he is willing to redeem, let him, but if not, I will do it." The next day, Boaz went to the city gate where important decisions were made. He called the other relative and presented the situation. At first, the man was interested, but when he realized that redeeming the land also meant taking Ruth as his wife and restoring the family line, he hesitated. "I cannot do it," he said. "It might endanger my own inheritance." So he stepped aside. Boaz didn't hesitate. In the presence of these witnesses, he declared, "I will redeem it. I will take Ruth as my wife." And just like that, everything changed. Ruth, once a foreigner, once a widow, once overlooked,
became part of a new future. She married Boaz, and together they had a son named Obed. Obed would become the grandfather of King David, and through that lineage, generations later, would come Jesus Christ. What started as a story of loss became a story of redemption. What started in sorrow ended in purpose. Ruth's story teaches us something powerful. Faithfulness in the small moments can lead to extraordinary outcomes. She did not chase greatness. She chose loyalty. She chose obedience. She chose faith. And through those choices, her life was transformed. If this story inspired you, take a moment to like this video so more people can discover it. Comment below, what part of Ruth's story spoke to you the most? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more powerful Bible stories that strengthen your faith and inspire your journey.